Good morning, Bravehearts, and to everybody out there around the world, good afternoon, good evening, and this is day what? 4. Have we started to crack the coconut from the inside out yet? Yeah? Yeah? It's coming along, is it? Yeah, so tomorrow will be our day off, and then we'll come back and we'll have 4 more days, okay? All right? So the one a day today is marriage madness. Now, guys, don't think I'm putting it down, okay? But I am, okay? The reality is here is that we have been set up with everything. Whether you believe it or not, government and religion has really messed up the marriage. Now, I'm not saying all religion, but I will not take part in religion. I will not take part in government either. And seeing that the majority of the population is involved in some religion, I've already pissed some people off. The reality is, if you are not part of the majority and do what the majority does, the majority will attack you. And why will they attack you? Can I tell you why? Well, why don't we just take COVID for an example? All the people running around getting the V because they had the C, they weren't free. They didn't even look up what the definition of a virus was. And if they did, they would understand that it's never been alive. Isn't that something? But you can get every government official right down to local bylaw. I'm just doing my job. What I'm trying to tell you here is we've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. I don't want anybody to get upset in the crowd here, which some of you do when I say things, and understand something. In this class, I told you this is a buffet. You pick from it what you want. Oh, I did like Daryl, but now I don't. And understand something. This is a judgment world, and I don't judge anyone. You can be or do whatever you want. And I mean it. It's your life. But when I start speaking here, I'm not allowed to speak. I have to speak like the herd. Well, I'm never going to do it. So those people that come on my platforms or come to my whole life coach, you already knew what I was like before you came here. But still, sometimes I'm saying things and you all get twisted like you're going to morph into some kind of alien. You need to understand something. I will never judge you for your beliefs, but why do you judge me for mine? Because you don't know what unconditional love is yet. And you need everybody to validate your beliefs. You will never need anyone to validate your beliefs when they're right. Did you get that? You could be the only person in the crowd, but you don't need any validations when they're right. You need validation from everyone when it's wrong. And understand something, anything that the government validates is toxic and twisted because there's a government inside of a government that feeds an evil entity that feeds off, and they've got the majority buying into the BS. Why is he angry? I'm not. I'm just trying to get my point across. I don't care what you think, but I love you with all my heart. Until the masses come together, we have messes. Until the masses come together, we have messes. Nothing is even real. Got people sleeping on the street. We got people that are starving. Single mothers with children can't get any money, can't get any food. And then we give money away to ridiculous things. So don't give me your stuff. Don't tell me what you think I am. Don't tell me what you think it is. And at the same point, guess what? I don't get all twisted. I can go from this to I love my life. But at least I'm willing to take a look at what's really going on down here and still have unconditional love for myself and everyone else, and even every government official and every policeman and every person that says, I'm just doing my job. So don't tell me what you think you know. Until you have unconditional love for yourself and everyone else, and you understand that the world's never going to change, the majority are always going to be in a mess. Oh, wait a minute. The majority of couples are in a mess, aren't they? Yes or no? Yes. I hardly know any couple that's been together okay, for more than they come together for a year and they have the honeymoon phase. It's called the honeymoon phase. Do you know why it's called the honeymoon phase? Can I explain it to you? Because the reality is this. When you were born, your mother and father, your parents, gave you unconditional love. You could throw up on them, you could spit on them, you could poop on them. You could keep them up all night. Because they could feel that light coming off of you. Here's the problem. When you started to walk and talk, they didn't realize it. You were the mirror image of mom and dad. And whatever one focused on you the most, you were the mirror image of that adult, that person, and then secondary was the other parent. Do you get this? There's hardly any parent alive that realizes that their child didn't come with a personality. The child came with a spirit. That's all it was. That's not all it was, that's everything. But it came with a spirit, then it was fused into the physical matter, and then the actual personality was created because of the reality of the parents, and depending where they are, it's a mixture of both, and then whatever the child focused on the most, it was more of that. Does that sound logical, or did I just BS you? Come on, help me out. Logical. But we don't have logic anymore. All we have is brainwashing. And guess what? What do you think this course is about? This course is about you brainwashing yourself, not me. Have I tried to brainwash you? I keep laying it out, feeding it to you, feeding it to you. Some of you refuse to let go of your own beliefs, old beliefs. And guess what? You're caught in it. At this moment, everything must change. Unconditional love has to come. History, it's behind you. Use it to help you, but don't have it as an anchor. Let's get back to our story. So now this child starts to walk and talk. It's acting like mom and dad. How many of you got punished when you were younger for acting like mom and dad? Now you're saying to me, what's this got to do with marriage? Oh, you're going to find out in a second. You're going to find out in a second. Not in a second, maybe 5 minutes. But you're going to find out. So you got punished by being the mirror reflection of your parents to let them know how they could rise so that they could get along better. Wow, honey, that's how I would act. Gee whiz, hun, that's what you would do. But no, 5,000 years ago, the church and government came together. Why don't you go and watch I Am Woman in my library and tell me that I'm a liar? Church and government came together and they said, all we got to do is one thing. We've got to pin man against woman and woman against man, and we will win. We can control everything. If we can create chaos in the marriage, then we can control them. Don't you dare think that they're working for you, ever. Ever. And I'm okay with that. I think it's great. You know, it's great. If I go to play Monopoly, I want to know the rules, and I'm not going to whine and complain after